There's an old saying, you can tell a man's future by looking at his shoes. If that is true, looking at the feet of most men over 50, the future is bleak. We see clunky orthopedic sneakers, cheap square-toed slip-ons, and worn-out leather that ruins perfectly good suits. Gentlemen, you are destroying your image from the ankles down. Here is the truth. You do not need 20 pairs of shoes cluttering your closet. You need clarity. You need functionality. You need exactly 3 pairs. We call this the Holy Trinity of footwear. These 3 specific styles will cover you from a board meeting to a funeral, from a casual dinner to a walk in the park. Stop buying junk. Let's build your foundation. Essential 1. The black cap toe. Oxford, the foundation. We begin with the absolute bedrock of a gentleman's wardrobe, the black cap toe Oxford. If you are a man over 50, you have likely reached a stage in life where you are the person others look to for stability. You are the father of the bride. You are the senior executive. You are the man giving the eulogy. For these moments, what we call moments of crisis and celebration, you cannot wear a loafer. You cannot wear a boot. You must wear the Oxford. This shoe is not about comfort. It is about respect. It shows the world that you understand the gravity of the occasion. However, most men confuse the Oxford with the Derby or the Blucher. The distinction is subtle but critical. An Oxford is defined by closed lacing. This means the eyelet tabs are sewn under the vamp of the shoe, creating a sleek V-shaped closure that hugs the foot tightly. There are no gaps. It creates a seamless, unbroken silhouette that looks aerodynamic and incredibly formal. If the lacing flaps are open and sewn on top, like your sneakers, that is a derby. It is casual. It does not belong with your tuxedo or your charcoal suit. Now, let's talk about the cap toe. This refers to the extra layer of leather stitched across the toe box. Why is this essential? A plain toe can sometimes look too formal, like evening wear, while a wingtip or brogue, shoes with decorative holes, is too busy and casual for serious business. The cap toe sits perfectly in the middle. It is the Goldilocks of footwear, authoritative enough for the boardroom, yet elegant enough for a black tie dinner. A strict warning for the man over 50. Avoid the square toe at all costs. In the 1990s, mass market brands flooded the world with shoes that looked like boxes. They are clunky, they make your feet look like hooves, and they destroy the line of your trousers. You need a chiseled or almond toe shape. It follows the natural curve of the human foot, but elongates it slightly, making you look taller and more graceful. Regarding the sole, tradition dictates a leather sole. It makes a specific, authoritative sound when you walk on marble or hardwood, the click of a man in charge. However, we are pragmatists. If you live in a rainy climate or need more grip, look for a high-end rubber sole like a day-night sole. It offers traction but is thin enough that, from the side profile, it looks exactly like leather. Nobody will know but you. Finally, keep them polished. A scuffed Oxford is a sign of a disordered mind. Mirror shine the toe cap. When you look down at these shoes, you should see the best version of yourself reflected back. This is not just a shoe. It is the anchor of your authority. Essential 2. the Chocolate Suede Loafer, the daily driver. We move now from the boardroom to the rest of your life. The reality for the modern man over 50 is that you are not wearing a suit and tie 7 days a week. You are semi-retired, or you work in a creative field, or you simply enjoy your weekends. The dilemma here is painful. What do you wear when the Oxford is too formal, but a sneaker is too juvenile? Enter the Chocolate Suede Loafer. We call this the daily driver because, quite frankly, once you own a high-quality pair, you will struggle to wear anything else. It is the undisputed king of versatility. It bridges the gap between the sharpness of a dress shoe and the comfort of a slipper. Let's dissect the material first. Suede. Many men are terrified of suede. They worry about rain. They worry about stains. Let me put your mind at ease. A quick spray of a nanoprotector and a good suede brush is all the maintenance you need. Why suede over smooth leather? Texture. Smooth leather reflects light. It feels hard, armored, and businesslike. Suede absorbs light. It has a rich, matte nap that looks soft, tactile, and incredibly expensive. It communicates a message of old money leisure, suggesting that you are a man who enjoys the finer things but does not need to shout about them. Color is non-negotiable here. You want dark chocolate brown. Do not buy black loafers for casual wear. They look like you forgot to change out of your work uniform. Do not buy light tan. It often looks cheap and draws too much attention to your feet. Dark brown is grounded. It anchors your outfit. It pairs flawlessly with dark blue denim jeans, with olive green chinos, and especially with gray flannel trousers. It creates a harmonious transition from pant to shoe that lengthens the leg line. Regarding the style, you have two primary options: the penny loafer or the tassel loafer. The penny is the safe, classic choice, rooted in the American Ivy League tradition. It is clean, minimalist, and understated. The tassel loafer, however, offers a bit more European flair. It is slightly more dashing, more rakish. If you want to add a touch of personality without being loud, go for the tassel. For the man over 50, comfort is no longer a luxury. It is a requirement. Look for a loafer with unlined or soft construction. Unlike the rigid Oxford, an unlined suede loafer has no hard heel counter and no stiff toe puff. It fits like a glove from the very first wear. There is no break-in period where you bleed onto your socks. You simply slide your foot in and you are ready. A quick note on socks. This shoe allows you to play with the seasons. In the summer, wear invisible socks to show a bit of ankle. This is a subtle style move that makes you look decades younger and more current. In the winter, pair them with textured merino wool socks in navy or charcoal. This shoe tells the world that you are off the clock, but you have not given up. You are relaxed, but you remain a gentleman. It is the ultimate expression of effortless style. Essential 3. The Chelsea boot, the ageless icon. Finally, we arrive at the third pillar of your footwear trinity. If the Oxford represents authority and the loafer represents leisure, the Chelsea boot represents attitude. We call this the ageless icon because it is the only shoe in existence that looks equally at home on a 20-year-old rock star and a 70-year-old architect. For the man over 50, this boot is a secret weapon against looking dated or tired. It injects a dose of modern, rugged elegance into your wardrobe that no other shoe can replicate. Let's examine the design. The Chelsea boot dates back to the Victorian era, but it became a global phenomenon in the 1960s with the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Its defining feature is the elastic side panel, the gusset, and the complete absence of laces. This design is not just aesthetic, it is engineering genius. For us, as we get older, the ability to simply pull a shoe on and off without bending over to tie complex knots is a luxury we should not underestimate. It is effortless. But the real power of the Chelsea boot lies in its silhouette. It is often constructed from a single piece of leather, hole cut, creating a smooth, unbroken line from your toe up to your ankle. Why does this matter? Because it creates an optical illusion. Bulky hiking boots or chunky dad sneakers make your feet look heavy and your legs look short. The sleek profile of a Chelsea boot, combined with its slightly higher heel, visually extends your leg line. It makes you look taller, leaner, and sharper. It creates a seamless transition from your trouser hem to the ground, which is incredibly flattering. Functionally, this is your winter shield. When the weather turns gray, wet, or cold, the loafer is too exposed and the Oxford is too precious. The Chelsea boot covers the ankle, protecting your socks and hems from mud and puddles. Yet, unlike a Timberland or a work boot, the toe box is slim enough to slide perfectly under the hem of a wool suit trouser or a pair of slim-fit jeans. You do not look like you are going on a polar expedition. You look like you are navigating the city with purpose. Regarding material and color, you have a choice to make based on your personality. For a sharper, more urban look, go for black calfskin. A black Chelsea boot, worn with black jeans and a gray overcoat, is a look of pure, sophisticated power. It has a slight bad boy edge that suggests you still have a fire in your belly. If you prefer a warmer, more country gentleman aesthetic, choose dark brown leather or suede. Brown pairs beautifully with blue denim and tweed jackets. A crucial advice on the sole: avoid the temptation of the thick, jagged, commando sole unless you live in heavy snow. It destroys the elegance of the boot. Stick to a slim rubber sole or a leather sole with a rubber inject. You want the profile to remain low and aerodynamic. Wearing a Chelsea boot signals that you are current. It prevents the old man stereotype. It shows that you value tradition, but you are still moving forward. It is practical, it is sexy, and it is undeniably masculine. Gentlemen, stop chasing trends and start building an inheritance. You do not need a closet full of cheap, glue-constructed shoes that fall apart in 6 months. You need these 3 icons. Ideally, look for Goodyear welted construction. Shoes that can be resoled and will last you for decades. My challenge to you is simple. Go to your wardrobe today. Identify the square toes, the hybrid dress sneakers, and the Velcro straps. Bag them up. Donate them. Replace the clutter with this Holy Trinity. When you walk out the door tomorrow morning, ensure you are walking on a firm foundation. Walk with purpose. Until next time, stay sharp.